Here we have waves, symbol WAVES versus the dollar. And this is probably the best chart that we've seen today and the best chart that we've seen in the past couple weeks here. Even better than Luna closing the monthly on new all-time highs. So with that in mind, if we go and reference the higher term timeframes, I should say that short term ish here on the daily, probably am looking for a pullback relatively soon. We did hit extremes once on daily BBWP in early March, and it looks like we're going to hit, or we already at extremes here in April as well. I think that it probably has maybe one more try to the upside, but ultimately I am looking for a consolidation sideways and down after that. That is not a reversal call. I am looking at this as, again, one of the best charts in cryptocurrency land, but could pull back down to like low 40s, somewhere between about 42 to 44 if it wants. Ultimately, I am looking for this one to try higher in the month of April. The 5-day close incredibly strong as well. Again, just short-term downside moves very likely lead towards higher lows, somewhere around like 42 to 43, if that even happens to begin with. I do want to check it out from a stochastic momentum perspective as well here, and then we'll go reference the short-term timeframes. But the daily is, yeah, at extremes. I do think this one's getting ready for a pullback relatively soon. Daily will turn down below about 55.5 bucks, so corrective kind of there. 5-day turns down below about 50 bucks, and weekly turns down below 18. That's probably not happening anytime soon, but barring like a catastrophic blowout. Until then, short-term timeframes, a bit more on the corrective side here as well. 4 hours showing 55, 6 hour is showing 58, and hourly is showing what? Showing a loading screen, showing up above about 55. So very short-term timeframes. Let's go down here to the 4 hour. Basically ranging as long as you're above about 48 and a half on a 4 hour closing basis. I do see some bearish divergence forming between these last 3 peaks right here. So short term probably does trade a little bit more sideways and perhaps test around 50 bucks. But again, that's not like concerning from the higher term time frame perspective. And I'd only be concerned, or it's not even concerned, I'd just look for that next pullback down somewhere around about 42 to 43 if you do see a 4 hour closure below about 48 and a half. Until then, best chart in cryptocurrency land right now. I just think that it's probably getting ready for a bit more sideways and a test to the downside in like the next week or two. And then come back to it after that. And assuming, you don't see any closures below specifically about basically 40 bucks, I do look for this one to try for new highs probably later in April, maybe the month after that in May. But yeah, among the best charts that we've seen today. So hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for waves, sir.